Yo, girls and guys, we're hopping on board with Vitro. You don't know what that is? It's a fairly new, free, like pocket Metroidvania, mini Metroidvania. Developers seem like a Super Metroid fan too, so that just makes it all the better for someone like me. So we're just gonna do a short session right here just to check out the game. Never have that crap quiet enough. It's kind of crazy how hard it is to like properly be a YouTuber. It's not so hard if you cut corners like me, but if you wanted to go all the way with it, man. It really takes a toll on like how much fun you actually have doing the things that you're trying to share with the world and everything like that. But yeah, Ex Vitro, just randomly seen some info about it. I don't even remember where exactly. I was even going to pay for it, and then I realized it was a free game, and I was excited about that. Because there are some really cheap games and a couple freebie games that are actually a lot of fun. It's always fun when it's not like a disappointment, you know? And if the game's even half decent, we'll definitely be trying to follow the developer if they keep on going, you know. That's how I like to do things. It's always worked well for me. Rarely do indie developers who provided a good value and a good game experience once, like, just completely shit the bed, you know. Nintendo, they'll fucking shit the bed, but I don't know. It's funny. I don't even like talk about Xbox or Microsoft, and I haven't since like 2017, 2016. Now I was only talking about them back then because you had like legacy friends still playing Xbox, and you had like Master Chief Collection only available there and stuff. Some games were pretty good on the Xbox community, like Doom 2016 was a good place to be in the Xbox community. Sure, the game was fine elsewhere too, but something about Halo, the Call of Duty boys, and Doom back then made that game kind of poppin' for a game that generally nowadays wouldn't be considered a multiplayer success. At the time, it was a lot of fun, and it was poppin' for quite a few years, actually. Yeah, looking back on stuff like that, you know, not to be like a Debbie Downer, but it definitely makes you realize, like, damn, I was just like, I don't know, I don't want to be like, you know, the cornball corny, but taking shit for granted, you know what I mean? It's just like, it kind of pisses you off, and it kind of worries you about the future a little bit. Like, am I going to take stuff for granted again? Is there ever going to be anything that is worth taking for granted? No. Anything that is worth really loving that much, and you know what I mean? Anyways, we're gonna hop into this game in a sec. This game doesn't really work well with, I didn't really expect it to, but it doesn't work with, like, Switch Pro controllers or, like, off-brand Chinese controllers that have Xbox inputs or whatever, DirectX, I don't know what it's called, I don't actually know what it's called. Microsoft must have, like, sold their, like, drivers for Xbox 360 controllers back in, like, 2011, because there's, like, so many controllers that, like, applications and games, like, think it's a Xbox controller. Like, that's the standard. Like, Microsoft probably wanted theirs to be the standard so bad that they, like, basically bought out all the fucking... They found a way to be a part of or not all of them, but a lot of, like, Chinese controllers, third-party controllers, stuff like that. Probably should be using my old Xbox One controller, but I fucking hate that mini USB so much that I just don't ever want to use the controller again, unfortunately. Probably better off giving it to somebody else. Selling it for cheap. I might actually do that now that I think about it. Oh yeah, I thought I'd hop on and do a commentary. It's been a couple days and I haven't been uploading quite as often on my channel, but I do pump out some pretty big videos at least, so that's kind of been the trade-off. I thought I'd update you guys because things have been fairly good lately and just been doing a lot of thinking. Working on a list of games that I want to, you know, kind of hover in between and finish or do most of the stuff in those games before I move on to some other stuff. There are some games I want to buy soon, but I'm trying to finish at least some stuff before I do that. Oh, but yeah, the Super Metroid hacks have been really fun. Like with anything else, I've just been trying to get good at, like, sticking and moving and not really getting stuck down or bogged down anywhere. That's been going well, but the trade-off that hit me slowly and over the course of the last, like, 5 to 7 years has been, like, going from this feeling of having a place and a time in my life that I can call home and feel safe, you know, live my life. And then that slowly, well, it actually disappeared in chunks, but you don't realize it, you know what I mean? Certain people go away, certain time periods of your life have actually passed by and you're still, like, living in the past. You're still in the past. I don't know. I said like that. But you're still, like, living, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you can tell that your spirit is there or not, your heart is there or not, your emotions are there or not, your happiness. You know what I mean? You'll be, like, living, and I've been trying to notice that more and more. Especially over the course of the last 5 years. Is finding a way to live right and live in a half decent way, even if I don't feel that sense of home anymore. I'm not just, like I said, I'm not just talking about just a home, you know. That's one part of it, right? A home, a network of people, habits that make you feel good and healthy and alive. People who you do bad habits with that make them feel not so bad, and they make them feel like that could be a part of a successful human's life, you know what I mean? Even that can be you know what I mean? Like, for example, you might have just been some guy at the age of, like, 20 or 20-ish, and you had a group of friends still from high school or college or whatever, and you only, like, drank once in a while, or you only, like, smoked weed once in a while, and you just, like, did it with your friends, and then occasionally on your own. But then time goes on, And it's not always that you're just getting more addicted to that one thing you do, and that's your problem. You know what I mean? I do agree that's obviously part of any problem in anyone's personal problems in life, but that doesn't change the fact that sometimes losing those groups of friends, or losing that sense of home, or losing it, just moving beyond that a time period that you didn't realize meant so much to you. You know what I mean? That's what I remember, like moving into like this uneasy feeling, and I wasn't really sure what was causing it. And I never really got a clear answer. I always just kind of had to like formulate my own crazy hypothesis, my own crazy long speeches that trying to describe what's going on. You know, a format that some people that might not understand, like why I make my videos, but I try to talk about real stuff and not just make some channel that's fucking surface level garbage, you know. Even if it's boring sometimes, or even if it gets old. Doesn't change the fact that you're still going to be going through it as a human, you know. That hardship just don't go away. It's part of life. Try to ignore it all you want, you know. You might have some fun days, but the shit just... ignoring it out, I notice, always comes back to like hurt you like 100 times deeper. Like I was saying, that loss of home, or that aging, or that loss of a time period that you didn't know you were so connected to, or loss of people, loved ones, girlfriends, boyfriends, best friends, siblings, rivals, people who just were acquaintances, and they represented a landmark, or like a time period in your life, and even just them drifting away can be a lot sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, even though they weren't a super close friend, somehow it starts to feel like that. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Anyways, that's all just some stuff I've been thinking about. Not really going anywhere with it. I'm just trying to vent and talk a little bit about those life matters, those philosophies, those human situations a lot of us seem to go through. I would argue all of us go through. I don't ever like to force especially my more negative talks on other people, but it's your dumbass decision for listening to it. No, just messing around. Kind of feel bad when I like start playing games, and then like some of the first episodes, like I don't even like play the game. I don't know when that started being a thing for me, but yeah, I like Super Metroid Vitality. I don't think it runs properly on, which is really unfortunate, because it was like the first one that I was really interested in speedrunning, and of course it's fucking doesn't run properly on the emulator. Like, you can't make that shit up. Like, the first hack that like is really seeming like the kind of run that I would want to do, and then maybe there'll be a way still, or maybe it'll be like a down the road thing when I do go back onto the Super Nintendo and get an EverDrive and start playing on there and learning how to play some of my old favorites on the Super Nintendo controller again, instead of a box on the computer or whatever. Yeah, I gotta get on Granblue and do a nice recap session and get back into that game for a bit. Not gonna stick around for that long, but still gotta get my money's worth, and I do plan on it. I kind of like, now that I like really fell in love with some of these better fighting games, I don't feel like that pressure to like need to play every day type shit, you know what I mean? Or I'm just gonna fall out of love with it. It doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels more like I could come back to this whenever the hell I want. It's actually really fun to play it really hard for a week or a couple days or 2 weeks, and then take a break and wait for the next DLC character. You don't think at first like you're going to be like, well, I'm going to lose all my skill, and by a couple weeks from now of not playing this game, I might not even want to come back. And you start to get thoughts like that in your head, and then all of a sudden some time has passed and you see someone else playing that game again and you're like, wait, that kind of looks fun. You know what I mean? And then voila, your mind has been reset and it wouldn't mind playing that fighting game again. It's kind of interesting how that always seems to work. And we're actually right around the bend from some pretty exciting stuff, so that's kind of why it's been important to me to get my life more together than it's been. Is because I just want to really be there for some of the great things happening this year. Like I was for example, last year during Resident Evil 4. The summer of the summer of last year, I had a lot of good times. I had a little bit of a good time starting Super Metroid, and then unfortunately my family crumbled for a while there. And then inevitably I crumbled because my family was so fucked up for a bit. And then that kind of like ruined a lot of the end of my last year. So anyways, that sucked for a long time and that hurt for a long time, but I've been trying to use that information and that to make this year, you know, a lot different. And so far, in recent memory, it's been pretty good. But I still want to... I don't want to stop there, you know what I mean? I want to keep going deeper with that as the year goes on is the thing. I'm sick of, like, surface level changes or, like, temporary changes and stuff like that. It just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, but that thing I was talking about with, like, living in the wrong time period, like, I feel like from October until sometime in January, I was basically, like, stuck living in October still, because my family did some really stupid things, and I'm not gonna get back into all that stuff. And it just ruined a lot of our days, and that type of shit makes getting older way harder. That type of shit makes just living your life fucking suck. But anyways, because of that stuff, I feel like I was inadvertently, I don't know if that's the word, I was unintentionally basically stuck in last August searching for the pieces of those memories, you know what I mean? It was like I was desperately clinging to that little bit of time period last year that I really, you know, those, like I said, the moments around Resident Evil 4, because there was a lot of bad moments with my family, and I don't necessarily understand why half of those even happened, but that doesn't change the fact that around Resident Evil 4, and when I was learning to speedrun Super Metroid, and some of the time in the summer when I was taking some walks, especially towards the end in August and in the beginning, sort of like in May. I guess that's spring, but you know what I mean. There was just some really good time periods last year, and I don't think I ever, like, moved on from those, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been talking about growing up, becoming less attached, being able to move on from very hard things. Because when you're young, you don't, you know, you never even faced that before, and then all of a sudden you'll run across the first very hard thing that you had to get over, and it's not, it can be not pretty, it could be not fun, it could be very, very bad, you know. It's like, I feel like that's like one of the number one things that we don't prep our kids for. We don't even, it's like we don't even try. It's like, well, hope you good luck when it happens to you, dumbass. Like, I don't understand, like, what. Yeah, I get we want to spare our kids from hard stuff, but not prepping them for something they're for sure gonna face that could ruin their life just seems like a dumb idea. Like, I don't care how much you want to baby someone, you know what I mean? You're actually not babying them, you're just, like, sweeping something under the rug that's gonna fucking destroy them one day. The more I grew up, the more I realized that it was done to me, and it's being done to more new kids that are going to have to face consequences that they don't necessarily deserve 100%, you know? Just how it goes. But yeah, so along with a couple of the commentaries before this, I've just been trying to move on and find a way, like I said, like I always say, like, I want to learn Japanese and draw and do little projects for like my mom's friends and people on the internet and people on Fiverr and people on my YouTube channel and stuff. And I feel like the only way I'll ever have like the heart to change and be that kind of person or then that passion is if I keep, like I said, keep on the move, be someone who can honor those past memories on a daily basis, but isn't afraid to make new ones and isn't afraid to take risks and isn't afraid to keep on going when after things are tough. Who doesn't, you know what I mean, doesn't give up in bad ways, in detrimental ways, just because something hurt them or something reminded them of the past that hurt them or whatever, anything like that. Yeah, so that's just kind of been my spiel. That's kind of what I've been thinking about. And it's been a good couple of days. And it's not easy, you know. All that sounds pretty fluffy and easy when you say it like that, but it's not easy to really be in the now and really be alive and really breathe and really come back and face a life when the life had destroyed you at some point or took something away from you at some point or anything or hurt you at some point. You know what I mean? Because what I notice is when I really think deeply about this kind of stuff is that it's like my mind wants to ignore reality a lot of these times and just pretend the only thing that ever happened to my spirit, the only thing that ever happened to this dude living here on planet Earth was that one bad thing that took away the love of his life, was that one bad thing that lost him his group of friends, was that one, you know what I mean? And none of that stuff stopped me from living, and none of that stuff means that there will never be a romance for Mike again, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like been a battle. Like, if my frustration wins, then I can break through. If the misery of loneliness and loss wins, then I'm going to fail for that day. You know what I mean? Like, that's been the battle. Like, if that loving side of me will fight that hard, or fight his damn hardest for those past memories, and to bring good times to now that resemble those past memories, in a healthy way, not like in a clinging way, you know, in a moving on sort of spirit sort of way, not like a overly nostalgic, stuck on the past sort of way. Which that's the fine line, but that's the two ways that you're probably going to deal with your past memories, right? You're either going to be honoring them, loving them, crying about them, remembering them, smiling about them, feeling them, moving on and trying to create more, or you're going to be stuck in them sad, you know what I mean? It's just how it is. And yeah, there is a fine line. You don't gotta be perfect with it. That's not what it's about, you know what I mean? And you have to keep remembering all these things every day, because it's like your mind will pull great bits of information that are saving your life, and sometimes it'll pull it out of your brain, and you'll wake up the next day and something else will be there, you know? A new sadness trip, a new anger trip about the past, a new anger trip about God and him being a douche for making people human suffer. You know what I mean? There's just always like something that seems to pop in and sneak in like a sneaky little demon, and it's like could be extremely detrimental, you know. If you're not noticing this and noticing that this is a part of the human condition, it's not just some one person's fucked up mind with schizophrenia or they're evil or something. No. It's part of life, you know. Life will gladly take out the things you worked for, the video games you love, the people you love, the girls you fell in love with, the old feelings that used to just a few short years ago, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It'll sit there and take pieces of that you out of you, and you'll wake up bitter and older and angry and not even feeling like yourself, and life just does that shit. It's part of life, and it's another thing that people don't get warned about. They don't get prepped for. People never prep them for the fucking first 60 years of their life, I swear. They prep you to drive stupid cars and crash them, and they prep you to get a shitty job, and they prep you to desperately chase after a wife and kids, and then they prep you to get old, and that's all they fucking prep you for. Oh, and to pay taxes, too. Not any of the real shit. Not the romance, not the struggles, not the many years that could be lived as an adult in a happy way. No, none of that shit's prepped for. Unless you're fucking lucky. Anyways, that's a little bit about what I've been going through, and maybe, you know, if you were wondering why the channel's been different this year, you know, I wasn't trying to get lazy with it, or, you know, it's just a fucking YouTube channel, and I have the right to quit it whenever I fucking want. Not that I'm going to, but you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just kind of, like I said, looking for a place to call home, and trying to look to become somebody who is always a home for himself, you know? Somebody who can, and if I had to, can I pick up and move, and can a new place feel like home for a while? You know what I mean? I know a lot of the stuff I talk about is arguably corny in some kinds of ways, but or watching Zos play his guitar and stuff. It's a little bit of memories for me from a couple years ago when I was playing guitar, you know what I mean? Actually, it wasn't even a couple years ago. But I don't know. That's just a little bit about some of the stuff I was thinking about. Like I said, it wasn't really going anywhere with it. It's just I feel like it's some important stuff that I need to take in and learn, otherwise things aren't going to go smoothly for me. Yeah, along with that, it's been kind of hard to like find like an anime to like, or like a TV show that, like I said, that feels like home, that feels like something I should be watching now because it resonates with me during life. And when I was younger, I feel like that stuff popped up a lot easier for me, and now it just never seems to really hit home. And I have to like really deep dive and search through every last anime that ever existed, or search through every last video game, or every last person that I ever was friends with. For that, like, I gotta search so deeply for that feeling of home, and it's frustrating. It's lonely. It's feels like it's never gonna end type shit. You know what I mean? For a while, Maximilian was my home. For a while, Abroad in Japan was my home. You know. For a while, a long time ago, Final Fantasy IX speedruns were something that I like to watch, and I'd like to be a part of those Twitch communities. And like like when Resident Evil 4 was just came out, like that game felt like home, you know what I mean? Because it was like I got to watch Maximilian play it, I got to watch other people, lots of other people play it on Twitch. I got to learn the speedrun. I got to watch speedrunners get better at the game. I talked a little bit about the game with my brother and friends. Some people liked the YouTube videos I was posting for it. You know what I mean? And I knew that wasn't going to last forever, and that's why I stopped speedrunning the game when I did. There wasn't really much point in going farther, you know? But, or at least that much farther. And that was a great time, but then it was like, it made you remember like what it can feel like to be involved with a community that has life, what it can feel like to really have heroes and idols and friends doing the same things as you. I don't know. And it hasn't been exactly the same since then. And I think that's a part of the reason I got back into like Super Metroid and Link to the Past a little bit. And even Quake Champions for a little bit there was because all those places felt like home for a little bit, you know? They felt like somewhere I should be, something I should do. I felt like I would be missing out on people I care about, and I don't know I care about them yet, but I will. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like how when we got our dog, I didn't really feel anything for him right away. You know what I mean? Like, not to be like evil or something, but I just didn't. And then as he spent more time with our family, it wasn't really a question of if I was going to feel for him. Of course I was going to, you know what I mean? There was no way around not getting attached to our dog and loving him, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, like, don't get attached or try super hard to get overly attached or anything like that. I'm just saying sometimes some of the best relationships can't come from a beginning period where you didn't even know how you were going to feel about the person. You know what I'm saying? Or the dog or whatever it is. The thing that you're doing with your life. The relationship you have with it. But anyways, that's some of the stuff I've been talking about. Let's hop into some Vitro in a second here. Other than that, things have been pretty normal. Things have been really good. It's just, that's pretty much the only thing that's been bothering me a little bit. But I do got a plan. I got a lot of good stuff to play. Should be a lot of fun on the channel for the next few months. I'm trying to take the springtime really seriously. We got some warm days. We're probably gonna have horseflies in the summer, so I expect a lot of gaming videos around then. And there's gonna be some important video games coming out around then, I would assume. I do want the new Princess Peach game. I just don't know exactly how I'm gonna get that game. I actually haven't looked at it yet, and I don't really want to look at it. I'd rather just play it blind. I trust those first-party Nintendo games after Mario Wonder, at least, because that game was good. Yeah, like, for example, 6 best anime series of 2023. Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and more. Those are, like, the only 2 anyone ever talks about. Like, I don't have a problem with them. They look good, and I've watched some of them. It's just, there's not that much content here. You can watch it in, like, an hour, like, 2 hours. Like, I'm interested in this, Frieren Beyond Journey's End seems to be really sweeping onto the scene. I do want to finish watching Attack on Titan. I don't feel like I just feel like the first like 3-4 seasons of Attack on Titan were so good and they broke a lot of ground, and then after that it kind of like it seems like they had a hard time wrapping it up. There's nothing was gonna match those first few seasons. The Titans fucking eating these townspeople, and then you all of a sudden after you get into you're starting to get into the lore and the world, all of a sudden you find out the main hero can turn into a fucking Titan and shit. And there was just something about those that I just, you know, I think you're an Attack on Titan fan if you just only watch the first 3 seasons, and you can finish it if you want, but you're still a fan even if you only watch the first 3, is what I'm saying. But yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard something about this Vinland Saga. I don't know, hopefully that's on a fucking Netflix. Is that a Netflix one? Damn it. Everything's on Netflix now. I heard something about that recently. Is that the pirate, or no, is that the Viking one? Yeah, but yeah. And then I do want to go back up and catch up Demon Slayer. I don't remember how far I got into that one. No, I watched the first season. Oshi no Ko. Well, it looks pretty, I don't know what it's about. And this actually Frieren Beyond Journey's End looks like my kind of thing. So yeah, I'll be watching all these Jujutsu Kaisen and some other ones. I started watching Chainsaw Man, and I'll be watching some other abstract ones probably to kind of connect me back to those child vibes when I was younger, and I didn't always watch some of the lesser known anime, but I did, like for example Dot Hack Sign. I watched probably like 5 or 10 episodes of that when I was a kid, and it wasn't really my thing, but I did kind of like the vibes of it. That's the sort of abstract vibes, the lonely, melancholy vibes that some of these anime have. Trigun has a little bit of that. Trigun's one of those, it's hard, like I really want to go back and watch it, but there's like a part of there's like a child in me that is like gonna cry if I go and do it, you know what I mean? Because he knows that this is the last time that I'll probably watch Trigun in my life. I don't know, I know that sounds like weird, but it's just a weird complex I have with that particular anime. I used to, if I didn't watch Cowboy Bebop like 10 years ago and rewatch it back then, I probably would feel similar about that anime, but I kind of feel like that about Rurouni Kenshin, because I watched that 10 years ago, but I didn't watch it that much when I was a kid, so I don't remember it as good as Cowboy Bebop. But yeah, Trigun was one I really liked as a kid. I feel like it's a good anime, and it goes from goofy and lighthearted, but towards the end it very quickly gets like really serious and kind of dark, and without like a sequel or without seeing these characters ever again, it kind of leaves like a void, if that makes sense. But I do think I gotta go back and watch it at some point. I just don't think I can't worry about if something's ever, gonna be the last time I ever do it in my life anymore. I'm kind of sick of that, Sick of worrying about that. Such a fucking stupid concept to worry about. But anyways, that's pretty much everything coming from me. This game looked like it had some pretty cool looking enemies and graphics and some decent looking mechanics and stuff, so hopefully this game impresses us. We'll take a big swig of water, and then we'll play for a little bit, and then I'm head out. Might bunch this up with another video too, just to add some girth, some length. Some girth. Some width.
there's only so much fun to be had in a 2v4 mode.
Yeah, things have been pretty good with my Halo friends. Apart from fighting over losing matches because my dude takes the sniper and sucks with it, but other than that, we've been playing a lot. It's been fun. It's fun while we're playing and everything, but it gets frustrating afterwards because it. Here's another thing I kind of wanted to talk about. Should be the last thing I talk about here. It reminds me of back like when I first found some of these friends on Halo and we became people who play together often and stuff like that. People who some of us know each other by our first names and everything like that. And like, you know, right before Master Chief Collection on the PC came out, 2019, 2020, right after it came out, 2021. It was definitely another one of those time periods that was easy to take for granted. It was like, well, we're just playing Halo again. Who cares if it's exciting and it's coming to the PC? Or oh, blah, blah, blah. But then you look back on it just a few short years later and it's like I said, it's kind of, it's fun to play the game now, but it's frustrating and depressing that there isn't a great time period for you and your friends to enjoy right now. Like, yeah, we're playing together, but it's been 4 years since there's been any like real newness to Halo 3 and the Master Chief Collection and stuff, and it wasn't even that exciting new when it first came to PC because it was just so fucking similar, you know. And it would have been so easy for them to just make a couple new maps and change up the matchmaking, change up the game types, and just change up the weapon spawns and make things fresh, but they just never... They never do anything. Anyways, I just say that because I feel like me and my friends would fucking be balling right now and like... Because we like... the Twitch Halo community, at least, well, I like it from a distance. I can't ever be involved with a lot of those people. But they all like the Twitch Halo community, and I enjoy it from a distance, and I like talking about some of the top players and matching them from time to time and going into ranked and going and battling on some people's streams and, you know, trolling them on their streams and beating them and losing to them when we get bad teammates and stuff. It can be a lot of fun, and it's frustrating that there isn't new maps and there isn't a new Halo 3 coming out and there isn't anything new for us, you know. Even like this guy I watch on YouTube, his name is Arash, I think. Like, not like a rash, but like a rash, like one word. I think that his name's something like that. And like he makes some retro videos about shooters and Halo Master Chief Collection and Halo Infinite and stuff like that. And even he hasn't really done much in the realm of Halo or Master Chief Collection or anything, because, you know, and you know the guy would be pumping out videos if there was anything coming out for MCC or Halo 3. Anyways, that's just been something that's been on my mind, and yeah, it's been hard to find new anime. Maybe I just need to fucking grow up and stop watching anime. No, or maybe I just need to like watch different kinds of anime and stop looking for the fucking next Dragon Ball Z, stop looking for the next Naruto, stop looking for the next One Piece, stop looking for the next Hunter x Hunter. Probably should have said Hunter x Hunter, isn't that what it's actually called? Like, that's what a real fan would say? I don't know. But you know what I mean. And again, it comes down to that same old thing I keep talking about, where it's just like, I probably could like a new anime. I probably could get into Chainsaw Man. It's pretty interesting. It's goofy. It's got a weird edge to it that I'm okay with. A lot of animes fuck that up, and it's just like the weirdness is there, but it's not addicting, and it's just cringe instead of weird. Sometimes. That's how I felt initially about Doro the Doro, I think it's called, and I'm not saying that might be a great anime. I don't know. And there's another one that was kind of animated weird. Comes up if you look up from makeup. I forget what it's called. Kengan Asura or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. Or like My Hero Academia. Like, I don't know anything about that. People seem to love it, and I even love similar anime. I assume like Kill la Kill. Or Akame ga Kill. I don't remember. There's a lot of them that I think it's called Kill la Kill. What's the one with the hot girl with her little fucking talking ass clothes? Like that anime, for example, I liked it, but I was watching it during a time period in my life where I was easily sidetracked and I was still had way too much lingering depression from my past. And I just couldn't stick to anything new at all. And now it's just like, why don't I go back and watch that? You know what I mean? Why don't I go back and fill in the gaps and watch those animes that I missed and see what happened to Lelouch Viva Britannia and see what... I almost said Code Lyoko. See what Code Lyoko is all about. And I barely remember that name. I actually meant to say, not Code Geass? Is that the same one as... There's like Code Geass, and then there's like another one that's named somewhat similar to that. Gurren Lagann? Maybe that's the one There's a lot of them that are just like... Seem like they're kind of... set in those like fantasy or mech like high school settings that are just weird settings, but they're addictive for some reason. Feels like you're in the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that. You know, maybe I do gotta look elsewhere for some entertainment, and I don't really watch much stuff, so that's why I'm saying, you might be like, why do you care so much about watching stuff, and get off your lazy ass. I don't really watch much stuff, and I know that when I find something that I like, it really motivates me to live my life better, and I think that's part of the reason why I've been so stuck, you know? It's because I don't have that new Attack on Titan pushing me along, that Berserk, that Hunter x Hunter, that Naruto Shippuden. Whereas 4 or 5 years ago, those got me through some of the most depressed days of my life, you know what I mean? Those are just some anime off the top of my head, but there's definitely other ones like Soul Reaper and Bleach. I used to watch when I was younger. I want to catch up on Bleach would be nice. That's one of those animes that can kind of drag out, like some bad Dragon Ball Z episodes and stuff like that. What you talking about? None of those episodes are bad. So yeah, that's just some more stuff I've been thinking about, animes and TV shows, and just trying to find something that's gonna like speak to me and really help me along. For example, I think it was last year I watched it. I watched the movie It. And I didn't really understand, like, was it a horror movie, or it was like a psychedelic thriller, or was it like a commentary on life described through the lives of some kids? It was kind of all of those things, and probably more, but Or maybe it was way, way, way less and it was just a fucking creepy clown in the sewers. But you know what I mean? If you watch that and you really like opened up your heart to that, I think I talked about this movie before at some point. It like really made you think, and it made you go back to that, like they say, coming of age. Like it kind of puts you back into the shoes of maybe your younger self from the age of like 13 to 17 when you first got a group of friends and you first had your first like quarrel over the girl who was friends with your friend group, and it kind of puts you back in those vibes. And that shit can be hard, like I said, hard sometimes, because one second you're 29 years old and the next second it's transporting you back basically to the age of 16, some time period that you're not going to ever get to experience again. You know what I mean? And that can be a good thing, and it can be a bad thing, but it should definitely at least be recognized, and if it can be used as a good thing, right? So I watched that movie, and then it left a kind of a gaping void in my heart, because it brought me back to those times when I had that close group of friends, and when I thought my life was gonna go in that direction, stuff like that, because that's obviously what I thought back then. And then, but then all of a sudden the movie's over. It's done with. You don't get to watch that movie again. At least it's never going to be the same as that first watch, right? And then all of a sudden you're, at least for me, I was motivated to get back into my life at that point, because I was like, fuck. If this poetry from this little kid's movie or whatever, this little kid horror movie can make me connect that much to my past and make me think that much about the girlfriends I had and make me think that deeply about my life and make me honor just a few short years before when I thought I was so old already and I wasn't, and I was still so young. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Like that was a good time period in my life, and it was all thanks just to watching that one movie, you know? And it didn't really, that's not usually the kind of movie that I think I would like, but it ended up being something that really mattered to me, and it ended up being one of my favorite movies, you know? And I wouldn't really watch it again, but if I had the right girl, you know, if there was like an actual girl who was somewhat spiritual like me, and they wanted to make those type of connections with me, then it would be a fucking amazing movie, you know what I mean? Because I've had that with some different girlfriends before, where like you kind of use like some of your childhood movies to connect with each other, and it's a good feeling. Like, I mean, it sucks if things don't work out, but can I change these? It's interesting. It's a weird controller. I like it. Gives me those original Xbox vibes for some reason. Damn, this guy really fucking really wanted this to feel like Metroid. I like that. I feel like some of the best game developers understand that we want things to be very much like... How long is this? It's not so long, I can skim. But yeah, like, I feel like if I shouldn't even say if, because that's not the right way to think about things, but you know what I mean. Like, a great path for me to get into game design this year would definitely be dabbling in ROM hacking, learning some general coding languages and how to code some basic games. And then transitioning from those two projects over to working on my own Metroidvania, like this guy's game, basically, right? Learning how to make something like this. And then from there, if you do those three projects, the world is basically, for someone like me who really is inspired by these old games and wants to bring them into a new light. I feel like that's like a three big projects, but that would be like a springboard into the rest of my life, basically, right? Anyways, that's just kind of something I've been thinking about. Oh, this is one of those, like, humanity's leaving Earth stories. I'm always down for these. If they're done decently, these are good. But yeah, I just like I always say, I feel like the world of Metroidvanias and 2D action games really only started getting deeply explored in the last 7 years. Like, yeah, there was a lot of good stuff back in the day, but indie developers only started pushing these games just basically since Hollow Knight, you know. And it takes time, so we're only seeing the fruits of that. Coming like basically last year, this year, and the next year is going to be some of the big first years with a lot of these Metroidvanias and 2D action games, and even top-down Zelda likes like Min of the Hollower and stuff like that. Like, this is going to be the first years where I feel like we actually see these games at their best. You know what I mean? And that's just the best they've been so far. So what I'm saying is, like, these new games, they're already starting and they're setting a new standard for 2D and 2D like games. The growing human diaspora. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I always wanted to see more of the Metroid universe, for example. And if you are not from Nintendo and you're an indie developer and you can't fucking make it in the Metroid universe, that doesn't mean you can't have some aspects of that, like for like being a space-centered story around being set in space and on these different planets. I don't feel like that's been explored enough in Metroidvanias or indie games in general, even third-person action games and stuff like that, or even RPGs. So I just feel like that whole bounty huntress, bounty hunter, space bounty hunter, Cowboy Bebop, fucking Beautiful Joe. There's so many like niches and things that really haven't been tapped into at all, I feel like. Or they haven't been tapped into in so fucking long that people have been nostalgic about them for like 2 decades at this point and stuff like that. This is a pretty interesting little story, actually. Makes me want to go play Proteus for some reason. The music sounds like it's straight out of that game, too. Damn, this shit's crazy. This guy needs a team and to help him make a full game. This is exactly the type of shit I was talking about, though, you know? Because, like, Metroid has never been story-centric. You've never really seen a lot of biomes and locales. You've always been, like, trapped on, like, one little planet or one little space station. You know what I mean? I don't think that... I'm saying Metroid, but that's just an example for these Metroidvanias. I don't feel like they've ever... Like, you're just now getting games that are impressive in scale and size. Skies. I don't know what I was gonna say. Like, After Image, Hollow Knight, Silk Song's gonna be big for sure. Alright, just chugged a bunch of water a little bit ago. Even like games like Momodora, it was cheap, it was new, and for how cheap it was really big, you know. It wasn't a big Metroidvania, it wasn't long, but for the price and for how new it was definitely big. You know what I'm saying? And that just seems... Soldiers, another one. Very cheap. Very fun game off the rip. I know they adjusted the difficulty down the road, which made it even better, too. I haven't even gotten to take advantage of that yet, but... But it was... Even though I didn't finish the game, and I will finish it at some point, but... Just how much I played was already enough, you know what I mean? Like, I already felt like I got my money's worth, it was fun. And I still have some of the best parts of the game left to play. So, it's just interesting like that. Oh shit, they went the Metroid Fusion route. Kinda. This guy, see what I mean though? Like if I had a conversation with this guy and we like actually talked about this shit, I bet we would be on the same page with what I'm saying. Let's see how this game goes here. Fuck, I don't know. Damn, hard sounds too hard. I always say that, like, the hard mode is always annoying. They need a mode that's right in between normal and hard, usually. And that's where, like, most good gamers would actually want to play. Oh, so this game could be played on a fucking... I think could be played on keyboard. Guess we're fucking clawing for half of this game. I don't think it lets me change the controls, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. I really don't like when they got jump, sprint, and fire all on the face buttons, but whatever. I guess if I really cared, I could try to figure out how to map this on WASD. We don't have wall jump yet? Or it might not even be a thing in this one. I want some more attachment to the character so far. This game would be better with paddles. Cool little animation. And the crouching's kind of funny. Maybe that could have looked a little different. Oh wait, you don't. Never mind. It's not as bad as I thought. This is gonna aim with the joystick. Should have seen that coming. Graphics are pretty. They're like for example, the character looks kind of stiff and everything, but then like some of the shit in the background looks really good. Some of the lighting and stuff. Guess you can somewhat attribute that to game development getting easier and people being able to take advantage of new things and before they can actually make all of the art some crazy level of skill and detail and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if they're all going to come out, but this year actually, I was excited for Metroidvanias the last 2 years because a lot of shit was announced. But actually, this year is starting to stack up to be one of the best because it could easily be the best if all of these games come out. But there's just so many good ones. I'm not going to get into all of them because I already have done this before, but there's just some more new ones coming out that got me really excited. The Record of Lodoss Wars spiritual sequel from those developers, and the spiritual sequel to 9 Years of Shadow coming from those developers, Halberd Studios, I think they're called. I talked about those two games a little bit, but you throw those in there with Silksong and Rune Fencer Ilya and some of these other ones, dude. Crowsworn, if that game came out. All of a sudden it would be like the best fucking year ever by far, and it would not be toppable for a very, very long time. For Metroidvanias and 2D action. And there's already been some good Metroidvanias. Momodora, this game came out, I think, or it might have came out last year, I don't know. But Momodora, this game, there's like a League of Legends Metroidvania, there's Blaze Blue Metroidvania that looks pretty interesting. I don't know how much of a Metroidvania it is, which I'm not exactly sure when that came out, but it's basically a 2024 game. And the list goes on, and then there's some more coming out soon too. So I remember reading some stuff about March and April. So, or like they would say first quarter 2024. Well, we're already like getting through the first quarter of 2024, which is crazy, but we are. So, and it sucks, but it's also a good thing. For people who want to play some new games. Well, that's actually a lot of data logs. Sounded like some guy being pissed at the aliens and he wanted to suck it to him. I should have looked closer. I don't want to use this controller for this game, but whatever. The only thing this controller should be used for is Playing Halo. Or playing something on the PS5. Yeah, actually... Fuck. That's frustrating. I mean, I guess... some of these indie games don't... It's hard to use ReWASD with them because they just don't pick up shit the same, and like a virtual Xbox 360 controller might not get picked up. Like if you tried to trick it into thinking your Switch controller was a... Anyways. Maybe I could figure out a way, but it's gonna be kind of a bitch either way. I would like to play on the 8-bit DOE or an off-brand Chinese controller, but... The frustrating thing is that off-brand Chinese controller shows up as Xbox, so I don't know why the fuck it doesn't work on here. That's why I'm mad about it. Shit, it's fucking scary, dude. And I want to get more excited about Nintendo's new Metroids, but Metroid Dread's already getting a little bit older now, and they haven't even announced... They take so fucking long to even announce shit, it's so annoying. Like, at least tell us if you're thinking about another 2D Metroid, right? They won't even tell us if they're thinking about it, that's the thing. What makes him stop holding it downwards? Oh, moving? Oh my god. What's this? Goodies? Oh, those doors are pretty cool, actually. That's funny. Oh, fuck. I just want to skip through it. Or did I? We're getting those data logs kind of fast. You know how short this game is? Tutorials are pissing me off. Never mind, this ain't so bad to play. Isn't this one just like straight up better than that? For the most part, because you can just walk around a charge ready to go. Shit. It's kind of slidey. Expecting that to be more like Metroid. Okay. Oh, I can blow you up easily. Oh, I thought that was gonna work. Why is it so hard to shoot downwards? Oh, now I get it. Headed in here. Cybertronic alien. I like the noise of this gun for some reason. Yeah, like, people would probably gobble it up if they took those Metroid Prime hunters and they, like, gave them their own fucking Metroid Dread campaign, basically. What? Like, I can't even hold the run button down because my thumb is too busy jumping and shooting. I don't really want to claw because I don't like clawing. I'm okay at it, but I'm not good at it. I guess you really don't have to so far. I don't know how hard the game's gonna get, but... Some of the effects and stuff look really good. Assuming we already missed some type of secret, but... How is there not something over there? Done, son. Some controller remapping would have been sick, I'm not gonna lie. Beggars can't be grocery store beggars. Because we're too busy begging for... Oh! I got an XMP. Oh! I don't know what that means, but... They're cool missiles, I think. Oh, that means I can open doors now? Wonder if this ends with us making friends with some sort of aliens. Oh, interesting that he gave you the... I don't know if I have some sort of power when I'm charging you. Well, that wasn't right. It's got a lot of Metroid influence. Obviously, but even like coming down to sucking up these items with a charge. Oh, how did I let that happen? Like, oh, there's not just like overly damaging things everywhere. That could be a problem that some developers do with their Metroidvanias. They're so familiar with their own levels that they accidentally make things just poorly designed, overly difficult and stuff like that. See, like this game, even though it's made by one guy, is that a tank? What is it? Okay, so I got a little exotic matter particles. That kind of sounds cool. So I got a little pack, and that was a big pack. I could definitely see this developer, especially with the right people around him, making something that's really, really good. This game's fun. Like, not to trash talk it, because I do think it's a fun game, but I'm having more fun with this. What is in there? Do I need, like, a power? Ahaha! Singlet. I like that it calls it that for some reason. Because it has nothing to do with boys in the wrestling and their singlet, or whatever the hell those are called. Their fucking wrestling onesie. Ah, the crouching into areas is nice and sneaky. Oh, fuck. Is this helping me go back? Ooh, why am I so far out from that map, though? I don't like that. Yeah, so we got that yellow door over there. We're probably figuring out how to get that. I don't remember how. We might have missed a singlet already. Looks like they pop up in the walls as like a sort of red light. It's really dim. My family always does weird things like you can hear them opening and closing doors and like over and over again, like at night. Like way like that like at times they definitely should be sleeping so that we can have a good day tomorrow, and they're like doing dumb shit at night. I don't know. I'm definitely going to try to play this on a different controller, but this is a lot of fun. Damn PS5 controller is so fucking good. Here again, another door closed. Since I said that, like I've heard 5 doors closed for like no reason. Like, what are you doing? Why did we do this at 5 in the morning? These things are fucking terrifying. Oh, that hurt me? Bullshit. I don't know how that hurt me. Like they got these different beams. Kind of makes me want to play some Axiom Verge. I was thinking about just like hard, like rushing through that game. I'm not sure what I want to do. Because on one hand, I kind of just want to go on my old playthrough and I'm almost already beat the game and just finish it up so I can play the second one. And then on the other hand, obviously I want to. There's probably like a mini boss through here. Save points are pretty cool. How do I use this though? Wait, what? I'm missing something? Maybe just entering the room does it? Like, this game is great, but how has there not been more games like this? I tried to like that one game, The Mummy Demastered. Maybe it gets better, but there was like some rooms in the beginning of the game that were so fucking annoying I couldn't even play it. Just frustrating because the game had potential and I wanted to like it. Oh, I really thought I was going to be able to sneak up there. think we got most of the secrets so far. Fuck does this work, dude? F8. I don't want to press that. I feel like it's gonna fuck me over somehow. Exit. Why does it say exit there? Oh. I'm mad. And there's supposed to be like a saving animation. Like if... Press... What? Press down, I've jumped up, I've held B, down an A, up an A, shooting it, look for a save button in the start, click, oh my god, should I press F8 and just fuck it? Game saved. So what did it say when I go in here? You gave me tutorials for all this dumb shit, but you're not gonna tell me how to fucking save a game. That's the type of shit I fucking hate, dude. Give me tutorials for stupid shit and then... I need to know how to save. No idea. Whatever. Am I fighting Mother Brain here? What's going on here? Oh my god. Yeah, the slippery controls kind of... They're not bad. They definitely have a finesse to them that's fun. It's just... They're kind of frustrating at some of these precise jumps. Joe. How the hell was I supposed to avoid that? I'd like to use this run button, but... What's that? Oh. Well, duh, that was gonna be in there. Fuck. The hell's this for? Am I getting fucking jebaited here? What's going on? See you. I don't know what the hell exotic matter is, but I want some of that shit. Oh, maybe there's a secret jump up there? I have no clue. Tried. I succeeded. Yeah, the secrets are actually pretty good in this game. The big fucking stone penis. Wait, why the fuck did this shit crack? That's pretty cool, but... Maybe you just gotta shoot from the other side too, I guess. Yeah, like, it's impossible to move through this game properly. With the default controls. Without being some claw jutsu master. If they just had a button that you could toggle the run instead of hold, that would probably help a lot. Wait, what's this? This is probably where we have to go, but I don't want to go this way yet. These are dicks. Like a boss in here? Damn it. I failed, you guys. Is this hurting him? Oh, I think I can just dummy this. So like I don't even have to dodge, really. I love the first easy boss. Oh, wait. Fuck. Ah! What am I doing? Those guys are dick. Shouldn't have been so tough, but I just got the hang of them near the end, I feel like. Fun little boss, though. That was better than a lot of fucking paid Metroidvanias, I'll tell you that. Some things were like easier, like it was easier to just stop and point up with the D-pad, but then it was easier to dodge with the joystick. Dodge and jump. And then we missed a little area back there, all the way back there already. I think I'm just gonna run and get the... I don't know. Usually after the boss, they'll like give you a movement item or something. Ah, this game's already been impressive, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if this other beam would have been useful at all. I'm gonna go check back here, hopefully, and then... I don't know what the fuck is going on with the save points. I don't want to... I like the games, but I don't like replaying free games. I don't like replaying any games, but... Especially free games, like small indie games. Oh. I get used to running around and not charging the shot. Using this run button instead. Ah. These dicks won't drop anything, okay. The hell? Oh, I thought that killed me for a second. I probably wouldn't use it, that's funny. Wait. Why is there like a button and then there's like... I don't know. It's tilting. What's that button for there? Or is that just an arrival platform? Is that a reserve tank? Oh, duh. What? My... Ah, I knew something weird was gonna happen to me, dude. I have no clue what to do. Oh, dude. I'm just fucking stuck. Oh, shit, man. I don't know if I can save or not either. That's the fucking fucked up part. We got this guy beat. That's fucking stupid. Sometimes the jump goes like in a weird ass direction. There's something hidden in that room. So we're gonna try the F8 thing. I hope this guy didn't put save states in his game because he left these glitches in here that he knew about and didn't tell us about. I'm like afraid to jump whenever I'm crouching. That's so funny when indie or like a solo developer like is doing stuff that's better than what teams of people are doing. How the hell did I get stuck before? What's that? Is it for that one? They both seem stronger, but I might just be wrong. Oh, yep. Oh, that's pretty cool. Some beam upgrades. Something that Metroid could have used some more of. Swoop. Alright, we'll head over to the new area, save it up, and then we'll hopefully finish most of this game next time. Fuck. What the hell? I don't know how those things work. I swear they just come out at the worst time to fuck me over. Ow! Yeah, some of the long distance jumps are really hard. Oh, no wonder these guys are here. They're restock enemies. Damn, you can get moving. Where's the hidden item in here, though? It's our new biome, man. Damn. Juicy. Yeah, the crouching is a pretty nice little feature. It looks a little goofy, but I don't know what was going on with that save point. I like have to fucking Google something that's not going to be on Google. Figure out why the save point isn't working right. Oh, classic beehive bullshittery. There's something good in there. Ooh, what's that? This is what Metroid needed. Some more fucking interesting items to pick up. I feel like they got so lazy with that. Dread's got a couple of interesting things. Still wasn't near what I would expect from a brand new first-party Metroid. think the game's called like Moon Law or something. That game's gonna have a lot to compete with this game. This is definitely one of the best free games I've ever played, that's for sure. Checkpoint reached. Like some nooksy just puts in here to make you think there might be some, I don't know. Are you just supposed to save in these rooms? Like, what's going on here? I have to go watch a YouTube video on this and see if somebody else posted it. Alright. Well, that was our first episode of Ex Vitro. Hope you guys enjoyed. I might pull this together with the next episode. But it was a lot of fun, and I got a game save button, so I'm not really sure what these save point rooms are for. He's like, well, the save point's glitched there, so just press the button. Press the fucking button. Oh, Nated's pissed. Must have got wrecked. Wasn't me kicking him off the game today, though. What the hell is those three green things? Are those my shields? In the top left. But yeah, I'll be back real soon with some 9 Years of Shadow. I was thinking about getting back into Record of Lodoss War. Finishing that game, but it's not even long. I should have finished it. What was the other one? Oh, Toho Luna Nights. For sure. Game's right up the same alley with Record of Lodoss War. Yeah, this stuff's great, though. I could definitely see this developer making some really good, especially with a budget or a team or anything, really, even just by himself again, but making some really good Metroidvanias, good 2D action, retro-style top-down games. This guy could make anything like that. Well, hope you guys enjoyed our first trip into Ex Vitro. Probably 1 or 2 more episodes after this to finish it up, I would assume. And yeah, it's got me excited to play Metroid Dread, excited for Super Metroid hacks, other games similar like 9 Years of Shadow, and yeah, there's a lot of cheap Metroidvanias I don't have too, like Hack and I don't list anything after that. There's some other ones that I can't think of, like Owl Boy and some other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I like to take a trip into those after playing something fun like this. And then there's that like creepy villain protagonist evil one, Carry On. It's kind of a Metroidvania, I think. I'm not actually sure about that, but that game should fall or should fit right in. Should fit right in with all these other games I've been playing. So catch you guys down the road. Peace out.